Hello, friends. Welcome back to our channel, your space for deep spiritual truths and soulful awakenings. If you've ever felt like there's more to life than meets the eye, you're in the right place. Today, we are diving into something truly profound, the signs that your soul might be on its final journey through reincarnation. Let's begin this sacred exploration. Have you ever had this strange, lingering feeling that you've lived this life before? Like you're walking familiar paths, saying words your soul already knows by heart. As if your life isn't a fresh start but a final chapter closing gently. That feeling might not be your imagination. It could be a sacred sign. A sign that your soul is nearing the end of its long journey through lifetimes. In Buddhist philosophy, life is seen as an endless cycle called samsara, birth, death, and rebirth. We keep returning until we awaken, until we break through the illusion of ego, desire, and separation. But what happens when your soul has learned everything it needed to learn? What happens when your karma is nearly burned out and there's nothing left to hold on to? In this video, we'll explore the powerful signs that you may be living your final reincarnation. We'll reflect on karma, consciousness, and the quiet truth about death and beyond. We are not just talking about beliefs, we are diving into lived experiences and ancient teachings. Let's start with the truth that's often misunderstood. In the West, reincarnation is sometimes seen as a curse, a never-ending cycle of suffering. But Buddhism teaches something different. Reincarnation isn't punishment. It's purification. A sacred process guided by the laws of karma and intention. You're not thrown into life by accident. You're drawn to it, magnetized by your own energy, your own unfinished desires. Every rebirth is carefully crafted, shaped by the actions and awareness of past lives. And yet, there comes a time when the soul becomes still, when it no longer clings, when it's ready to be free. This moment is called liberation or moksha in Sanskrit. In Buddhism, it's known as nirvana, the end of craving and illusion. And when you approach it, signs begin to appear. So what are those signs? First, you may feel like you don't quite belong here. Like you're only half present. You go through life's routines, but something inside you watches from a distance, quiet and detached. You love people. You enjoy moments. But still, there's this quiet knowing. This world is no longer home. This isn't sadness. It's viraga, a spiritual detachment born not from pain but wisdom. Your soul remembers what it's like to be free. You might feel a strange kind of homesickness. Not for a place you can name, but for a deep silence beyond stars and time. Like Udgar Case said, it's a homesickness for the cosmos. A longing for something vast and eternal. You may also notice déjà vu, not just as a fleeting feeling, but as vivid memory. You walk into a room you've never seen, yet you know exactly what's behind the door. You speak with someone and feel you've had that exact conversation before. These moments aren't just coincidences, they're echoes. In Buddhism, this is called Shanti, the soul recalling fragments of other lives. As you near your final life, the veils between lifetimes grow thin. Past, present, and even future begin to blur. You start to remember not just what was but what is still to come. Quantum physics even supports this idea. Time, they say, might not be linear. Every moment may exist at once. So when you feel that airy sense of familiarity, it might be your soul recognizing itself. In another form, another time, another layer of consciousness. Another sign? You're not afraid of death anymore. Not because you're numb, but because a deep part of you has crossed that bridge before. In Buddhist practice, this is called Marnasti, the mindfulness of death. You don't see death as an enemy anymore. You see it as a doorway, a transition, like waking up from one dream into another. You live differently after this realization. You stop chasing temporary pleasures. You stop fearing temporary pain. You begin to focus on what truly matters: truth, compassion, clarity. Old desires begin to lose their grip. You no longer chase people, fame, or outcomes. You stop trying to prove yourself. You don't seek enlightenment like a prize. Instead, life begins to flow naturally like water downhill. Edgar Cayce once said, "Desire is the fuel that keeps the wheel of reincarnation turning." In Buddhist teachings, craving, called tanha, is the root of all suffering. But when the desire dissolves, so does the cycle. You begin to live from the inside out. You don't seek love to feel complete. You feel whole and offer love freely. Spiritual ambition fades. Meditation becomes presence. Prayer becomes stillness. You stop striving. You simply are. And strangely, life becomes richer. Not because you added more, but because you need less. Peace isn't something you find. It becomes who you are. Synchronicities also become stronger. You think of someone and they call you. You feel drawn to a place and it changes your life. These aren't random. They're signs that your soul is now co-creating reality. In Buddhism, this is karma phala, the instant ripening of intention. The layers of illusion dissolve. You see that you are not separate from the world. You shape it. And it shapes you. It's not about control. It's about alignment. When your soul is in harmony with the universe speaks back with timing, with clarity, with grace. Another deep shift happens. You stop identifying with your story. You remember your name, your past, but like remembering a dream. You no longer cling to your personality. It becomes a costume, not your core. What emerges is space, stillness, awareness without edge. In Buddhism, this is called anatta, the realization of no self. You are not your body. You are not your mind. You are the universe becoming aware of itself. And in that realization, something beautiful happens. You begin to love everything. Not because you should, but because there's no separation. You feel others' pain as your own. You see their joy as your joy. Compassion becomes effortless. It radiates from you like sunlight. You don't try to save the world. You simply show up fully present. And that is enough. Even karma begins to dissolve. Not because you erased it, but because you stopped feeding it. Your presence no longer echoes with unconscious patterns. Old wounds fade. Old fears loosen. You no longer react, you respond. Life becomes simple, real, and deeply sacred. And here's the final sign. You stop seeking enlightenment. Because you realize you were never separate from it. You are already what you seek. Presence, compassion, stillness, awareness. And slowly, softly, the wheel begins to slow down. Not because you forced it, but because you finally understood it. You stop needing answers. You start trusting the mystery. You walk through life as a mirror reflecting wholeness to others. You no longer live to prove. You live to be. And that is the quiet sign, dear soul, that your final return may be near. If this journey spoke to something deep inside you, you're not alone. Many souls are waking up together softly, gently, like petals opening to light. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you felt these signs? Do you sense that your soul is nearing its last earthly walk? Like this video if it resonated with you. Subscribe to walk with us on this path of awakening. We are not here to escape life, we are here to illuminate it. Stay present, stay aware, and remember, you are already whole. Thank you.